jack up and support the vehicle on jack stands. Make sure to lock the jack stands. I have already locked it. There's going to be a total of 5 lug nuts. It's going to be 19mm right here. 1, 9. Go left. Left to loosen it. Right to tight. What I like to do is, once I take the lug nuts off, take the tire, set it under the car for safety. I'm going to do that now. This axle nut, it's going to be a 36mm right here. 3/6. Go left to loosen, right to tight. If it's too tight, use an impact gun. If you don't have an impact gun, set the car back on the floor with the wheels on, and then try to fight it on the floor. If that doesn't work, you might have to take it to the shop, but you will need a 36mm socket. The next thing you want to do is remove the brake caliper itself. The brake caliper right here, it's held in the back. 2 of these 14mm nut or bolt, whatever you want to call it. And if you notice that as it starts to spin, the back part right here, there's a nut right here, it starts to spin. I don't know if you guys can see, but just get yourself a skinny or a flat wrench like this. It's going to be a 19mm, 1/9, and just hold it in place, just like that. You work at it, it'll come out. This one's seized in there. Sorry guys. So there's one, the other one's down here, 14mm, and then this one's gonna be 19. Then you can slide your caliper out. This one, it'll just slide out. Then you can pull your brake pads, but I'll show you guys in 1 second. After you have removed the 2 bolts that hold the caliper on, it'll just pick up like this. Sorry guys. And then you have this bolt right here that holds the bracket on. I always like to put the bolt back so I don't lose it. Just like this. Then what you want to do is get rid of, well, not get rid of it, but hang the bracket, I mean the caliper. Just get it out of the way like this. So it's gonna hang it over here somewhere like that. Sorry guys, try to do this one hand. Then pull your brake pads off themselves. If you guys notice, I want to show you guys something. These brake pads right here, they have these holes right here. There's supposed to be a spring right here, like a V-shaped spring. So whoever serviced these brakes in the past, they did not put the springs on. Those springs are there for a reason. Take them off. The next thing you want to do is remove the brake caliper bracket. Behind here, it's going to be a 17mm, one here, and the other one up here. And go left, and the bracket should come off. And then we can go after the rotor. If you're trying to take off your rotor and you're doing a brake and rotor service, sometimes these rotors will have these screws from the factory. You cannot take it off with the screwdriver because it's seized on there. What I like to use is grab my impact screwdriver like this, grab a big hammer like this. This is a 4-pounder. Then you use the correct tip, which is a Phillips and then you hit it. When you hit it hard. Put some force, some power into it, and then spin it. When you're hitting it, spin it. Try to spin it to the left, like this. You guys can watch, so you guys can see. Got this one. This one was on there. Yes, you will. Sometimes they will get damaged, like this one, but you just replace it. You guys can see. This one's on there. Hit it again, hard. Came out. And then I got lucky on this one. The rotor came out. I was gonna say if the rotor didn't come out, use that trick I showed you guys with the 10mm bolts. But yes, you will need this tool. This is a great tool. I highly recommend it. Impact screwdriver. The rotor is seized. Trying to get it off. Do the other one. Go ahead, try to pull it off now. There we go. Remove your ABS wire. This is your ABS sensor. It goes into the hub right there. It's all held in by 10mm bolts. So you got one here, two here. I like to always just put the bolts back where they go so I don't lose them, because you cannot remember where every nut and bolt goes. So just like this one, I took it off. I just put it back in. That way I don't lose it. And I know for sure it goes there. Same thing to this one. There's a sensor. It might be a little seized. Just grab like a screwdriver and pick at it. Mine's seized, so I'm gonna pick at it. Slowly pick at it and get it out, and then put this bolt back in. Then get the wire out of the way. So remove this one and just get the wire out of the way. Behind the hub here, there's this is your low control arm, this one right here, and this is your strut right here, this one in the back, the one with the label. Below, under your axle, this is the CV axle right here, it goes through. There's a bolt here. This is a 17mm. This bolt holds your strut onto your low control arm. You want to loosen it. Go left to loosen it. This bolt, 17mm. And then on the other side, let's go around. There's a nut right there. This nut is held in 17mm also. It holds the bolt. And this bolt, like I said, holds the whole strut. And then you want to get like a 3/8 drive extension and hit it and knock it that way. Do not use your fingers. Do not use your fingers. This is a pinching point. You will get hurt. You know, trust me, bleed or whatever. Do not put your finger in here. Use an extension, a screwdriver or something to pound it through and pull it out. You could use a wrench like this. You know, you can do that. Hit it, hit the wrench, it'll come out. But do not put your finger in there, please. Safety first. You want to remove these two cotter pins. You got one here. Then this is your tie rod. You got another cotter pin here, down here. I don't know if you guys can see. I'll try to show you guys. But just straighten them out. See, like this one. Just straighten it out the best that you can. And then on the other side, here also, just straighten it out. Like this one, if you guys can see. That one right there. I have already straightened it out. There it is. The cotter pin. Don't lose it. Reuse them. If they break, use new ones. This nut up here to the upper control arm is going to be 17 millimeter. Then this nut right here, once you remove the cotter pin on this tie rod, is a 19 millimeter, 1/9. If you guys can see it, I'll try to show you guys. Right there, there's a cotter pin and the 19 millimeter nut. Once you take those two off, you will need your ball joint separator tool, and I'll show you guys that in 1 second. Once you get your nut and the cotter pin out, go ahead and use your ball joint separator. There it goes. It popped. Tie rod is out. Okay, now we do it to the upper control arm. Once you get the upper control arm ball joint loose, and then the tie rod ball joint loose, you can push your axle out, your CV axle right here. Mine was rusted, so I had to beat it in. If you're gonna reuse the axle, if you have to beat it, be careful. Don't damage the thread. I always recommend changing axles if you're gonna go this far. Yeah, I'm gonna show you guys how to remove the rest of the suspension, like the axle, and then the strut itself. Okay, everybody, this is the driver's side. As you guys can see, this is the hub. That's the CV axle. I'm gonna show you guys how to remove the CV axle from the transmission so we can pull it out of the car. So if you follow the CV axle right here, you follow it, go under the car. It's gonna be that round, that rusted thing over here. Follow it. Right there. There's the transmission and the CV axle connected to each other. What you want to do is just get like a wedge, like this, a wedge fork, or pry bar, and hit it. Wedge right there. You see where I put it earlier? Right there. Most of the time it'll come out if you get lucky. I got lucky on this one, it did come out. So I'm gonna set it there just like that. It came out. There you go. Then you can go back out. Come back out here. Right here. And then in between here is the strut. I'll show you guys how to remove the strut, but I just want to show you guys the axle's out. The axle's out. See? I can see. Right there. It was just hung up, but yes, the CV axle is out. I'm gonna show you guys how to do the passenger side. The passenger side has the half shaft. I'll show you guys how to remove the half shaft. I am on the passenger side. As you guys can see, this is the hub itself. This is the CV axle to the passenger side. Follow the CV axle to the transmission. I will show you guys how to remove the axle from the transmission passenger side. So let's go. Follow the CV axle. Here's the engine, oil pan, oil filter, the exhaust pipe. And then if you scoot back this way, this is your CV axle right here. This one. This is the intermediate shaft. Okay? You're going to have these 3 bolts right there. You got one here. This one. You got that one. They're 14 millimeters. And then you have one more up here. If you reach over the oil filter housing, which is this one, reach over, there's gonna be one more under here. All right, I'll try to show you guys. There's a bolt right there. This one right here, way up there. So where the exhaust manifold is, right there. This bolt. This is the top bolt to the half shaft. Lefty loosey, righty tighty. I got both axles out. Both CV axles are out. I'm back on the driver's side. This is the driver's side. I'm going to go ahead and remove the strut. This is the strut itself. Then if you go above the car, over the fender, you have this strut bar right here. This is the strut brace, engine strut brace, strut bar, whatever you guys want to call it. Then you have 3 of these 14 millimeters bolts, nuts. I mean, 1 here, 2 here, the third one's right here. Then you have 3 more of these 12 millimeters. They're 12. 1, 2. This one, and this one. You have to remove all 6 in order to remove the strut. As you guys can see, it's already loose. Let's see, it's about to drop right now. I'm gonna set the camera down. Then I'm gonna pull all these nuts, and I'm also gonna pull the engine brace off. That's how you remove the strut. I got the strut out. The strut, all the bolts on top have already been removed also. Next, if you want to remove your lower control arm, which is going to be that one right there, there's a bolt back here. Let me go around this. There's a bolt right there. That bolt, it goes all the way through. That bolt is a 17 millimeter, 1-7. And then if you go on the other side, right there, there's a bolt right there. That long one, it goes up into the subframe under here. 19 millimeter, 1-9. Then you go left to loosen, right to tight. Once you loosen and taking these bolts off, these 2, this lower control arm, it should just come out. I mean, you have to remove this sway bar end link, but you could just remove it here. And I'll show you guys how to do that in a bit. This is the sway bar. This is the sway bar end link. So if you want to remove the sway bar and the end link, this nut right here, I have a wrench on it already. It's going to be a 14 millimeter, 1-4. Go left. Once you go left, if it starts to spin on you, you will need a 5 millimeter Allen wrench or Allen socket. I like to use Allen sockets. And then you just put it on there with the ratchet like this, and you just double wrench it. Use 2 hands. It'll come off. This is the brake caliper. So this is the 14. These are the 14 millimeter bolts that the caliper is bolted onto. And then these bolts right here, these bigger ones, they're 17 millimeter. They bolt directly onto the hub itself. Okay. So it'll go like, you know, like this. Okay. 17, 14, 17. Then these are the hardwares, the brake pads. This part right here, this indicator, once the brake gets down to here, it'll start making that screeching noise. This indicator always goes in the back. Okay. So if you're changing your axle, shock, lower control arm, brakes, rotors, this would be the procedure, how to do it. I'm already going back in with all the parts. The axle's already in. Just remember, I'm gonna walk you guys through it. Put the axle in. The axle nut itself is a 36 millimeter, 36. And then if you go up here, the upper control arm, this one's going to be a 17 millimeter, 17. Then if you go down here to the tie rod, the tie rod bolt is a 19 millimeter, 19. Don't forget the cotter pin. You guys, it's very important. Don't forget the cotter pin. Then the ABS wire, vehicle speed sensor, this harness right here, they're all 10 millimeters, 10, 10. There's 2 of them back here, 10 right here, and then there's one right here holding the sensor itself onto the hub. The brake caliper bracket, I'm gonna put it on 17 millimeter, 2 of them, they're back here. And then you got the caliper itself. The bracket is the caliper itself is 14 millimeter, 14, 14. The lower control arm, this is a 19 millimeter, this big one. Then the one back there is 17 millimeter, 17. That one. Just take your time. Once again, up here, the top shock, the strut, you got 14 millimeter, 1, 2, 3. Then these are 12 millimeter, a total of 6. That should complete your suspension. Like I said, I'm going back in also. Then tighten up these 2 screws. That should be it for your suspension. Thanks, guys.